Hello everyone, this is the final episode of this playthrough. I'm gonna explain after all the testing how the builds perform, basically, according to the changes as well. So let's move to the Devil's Crossing. I'm gonna put in the description an endgame Grim Tools, because this is far from endgame. I'm gonna use S, A, B, C, D type of tier to explain all the different departments, and I can rate according to my experience, of course, at the very end, the build in general. So let's start with the leveling. Leveling, I can say it's a A tier. I don't have any major problems clearing the campaign, hitting level 100 for basic farming as well. My totem route was completely safe. Just builds lack some clear speed. That's why I can't put this on a S tier. Next is gonna be tankiness. Again, I would say tankiness is A tier. We lack a lot of good circuit breakers. We have just Menhir's Will, which is kinda not the best one in the game. For this build works totally fine. Every time I drop below this threshold, I immediately get full life. But still, compared to other builds that have a blast shield or different type of circuit breakers through components and devotions, this build is a little bit behind. Mobility, I would say maybe A minus. We possess Blitz. That's kinda okay on a kinda short cooldown. Not so bad, not so good either. So A minus. It's I think fair enough. Bossing, deal with bosses. I can say this build is definitely B tier. Completely no reliable source of damage. Deal with most of the bosses that are mainly casters. As you can see, even Celestials is quite slow. If you follow the series, you're gonna see Kalagadra, Ravager, Urban Clones and Locker is kinda slow. So definitely B tier. Damage wise, I would say all depends what you plan to do. If you plan to SR farming, this is definitely A minus. But for bossing, it's very bad. I mean, builds just don't perform well against bosses. End game variant of this build is gonna be better. But in the current state, I use mostly what I found and what I craft. It's not the worst, but it's not the stats that I'm looking for. Clear speed, I'll say B, cause definitely there is a problems, especially if you're packed with casters. You have to switch to a different group in SR. Damage is not that high. Unfortunately, it appears all the changes from the last two patches, they nerfed this build to the ground. It wasn't that good either, but after the changes before the last patch, physical retaliation ignores armor of the enemies, and they fixed this was kinda bug. Now armor comes in the calculations. That's why these builds lost so much damage. I built this build at the past and it performs really well. Now it's kinda okay. And my general opinion about this build, it's I think I'm gonna place it at the B tier, cause lacks a lot of damage. Tankiness is okay. Still an amazing starter because it's very beginner friendly. As you can see in my battles against Ravager and Kalagadra, I did tons of mistakes, and still I wasn't punished for that. So bad, I mean, I didn't lost my character, still alive after. And in terms of gear, it's a very cheap. You can build this. Basically, my shield is a bad one. This is completely no go. It's just what I found as a shoulders. Black steel gauntlets is a common drop. You can find at least 20 of those. Another common drop. My medal is kinda okay. I prefer to be aggressive of attack for offensive ability. Completely generic stoneplate waistguard, just for the rare resistances and armor. Nothing special, it's even a double magic. This item is yellow, so you can see. Relic is kinda lucky. I got the percentage stats as a completion bonus, so kinda okay. Completely bad Solile Sect legwards. Here I prefer to have a Thornhide, but I didn't manage to find that. Best in slot armor. This is probably my best find, alongside with the amulet. Kalagadra Visage. Basically I killed Kalagadra. So absolutely crap ring. It's basically a faction vendor ring. Another crap Golos ring. And generic totally normal shield. Extremely cheap build to start from the scratch, to farm yourself some gear for your next characters. But endgame wise, it's fall behind the other retaliation builds. I mean, if you put the same effort and stuff on Acid Retaliation Sentinel, you're gonna see a better results. Unfortunately, this build is really fall behind. The even Lightning Retaliation works better, thanks to the different source of damage. Here we lack, basically I have on my Retaliation, my Counter Strike, my Brutal Shield Slam, and Blitz is not even count as a damage, because don't trigger any retaliation auto attack, so basically I have very little tools to score damage. I would say I still recommend this build if you start to the game. It's a very beginner friendly. There is a basically one active button, one left clicker, and few buffs. I use some tinctures just to press some stuff, but usually it's a 2-3 button builds, which make it very beginner friendly until you learn all the mechanic and stuff. But for endgame, there is a definitely better builds than this. Still, I'm not fully endgame geared, so that can be slightly better, but still I don't believe that's gonna outperform the other retaliation builds, which is in the current meta. But still I'm gonna place my endgame version of this build, and you're gonna find this at the description. thank you everyone for watching. This was a kinda short video, just a overview from the whole journey. It was okay. I can't say it was perfect, but was okay. I managed to clear maybe 90% of the content. Unfortunately, this build can't kill Crate and can't kill Mogdrogan as well. So 2 Celestial bosses are impossible. But apart from that, I clear all the rest of the content. So I can say it's a solid build. Not an amazing, but still very beginner friendly and very friendly in terms of solo self-found, hardcore as well. So see you in the next series. We're probably gonna play some high DPS build. I'm still figuring out which one, but I think to be another classic. Just I have few builds in mind. But for now, that's from me and this playthrough. Thanks again. See you in the next one.